Good evening. Good morning. It is still morning. Good morning. In life is strange. And as I said earlier, the more you think you know, the more you find out you don't know. For so long, we've been depending on, information through media, different venues, reading this and reading that, and then one study come out and say this, and another study come out and say that. Then you find out the studies are manipulated by the people that paid for the study, and so then you just have to sit there with that like, wow, what is the truth? And so I think about, as I was saying, Father, I thank you for standing before your mother, Father. I thank you for allowing me to stand before your children. I pray that the word that I speak today is relevant in this time, in this place, and in this season. For it is in your word that states that there's a time and season for everything, and I pray this is the season for this word that come forth today. In the name of all that is holy, I pray. Ashe, Amun, Amen. So we find out, you hear this, you hear that. We first was told that a man was put to sleep, a rib was taken out, and for a woman to be made, but we found out that story is a lie. Then now they got something going around. I'm on something what's called like descendants that scatter, black thing, black this, black that. And so they got this one push that I don't disagree with about the female being here from the start. But then they say that the female created the first baby without the help of a male. Then the male came out of her, and then she shared her chromosomes with the male, the two X and XY, and I'm like, that sounds just as bad as the story about putting a woman to sleep. A man to sleep and getting a rib. And then, but we see in Genesis 1 where they say both the male and female was here at the same time. And I was thinking yesterday how I used to fall for this Cain and Abel story. But when Cain killed Abel, supposedly, then he went to the city of Canaan that was already populated. So then when you start processing information, when you start thinking about all the things that we've been taught, when we've been thinking about how controlled we have been, and truthfully, we've been walking around life like robots, because we are standing there and we'll argue about information that one can't be validated. What we know that's factual is there's male and females on the planet. And we know that a female cannot produce a child without the help of a male. So we know that it takes both male and female. So common sense is beginning to tell me that Genesis 1 have more validity to it when they say that that was both male and female at the same time, and God gave them dominion power over the earth and told them to go forth, be fruitful, and multiply. Because any other way, it don't work. A while ago, they had this argument about, it was crazy because the man wanted to be a woman and the woman wanted to be a man. So they both was going through the hormonal change therapy. But before that, they wanted a baby, so they took the sperm from the man and put with the egg of the woman to make a baby. But this how sick this society is. People really believe that that's cool. That, and they want you to participate in it, which I choose not to participate in. I would never call a he or she, and I would never call a she or he. If it was my own children, I wouldn't do it. I told a young man, I said, when God slapped you on the butt and said, it's A, that's what I'm going to refer to you as. And if you don't like it, I'm sorry. I'm not hating on you. You be what you want to be. But don't try to make me participate in it. Again, you have the right to choose. choices are right. But you don't have the right to force other people into your foolishness. So I think about all that, and I think about how before certain people came on the planet about 9,000 years ago, and then they even taught us as we was coming up that the earth is only 9,000 years old, when we know they've been finding human remains in Africa that date over 2 million years. And so all this thing, but when we, the great prophet Bob Marley said, take the veil off your eyes, open your eyes and realize. So I was sharing that with a guy yesterday, but Bob Marley get it from the great Yeshua. See, Bob Marley didn't come up with that. It's in the book. And the book say that the veil was rent. And when the veil was rent, the separation between God and man was ended. And so when we think that we have to be validated through other people, when we think that we only who we are, what we are because of someone else, then that's grave error on our part. You sisters, you are special. You are the creator of civilization. Without you black women, there would be no civilization. Without we brothers, we are the seed of civilization. Without our seed, there would be no civilization. There's no such thing. The story about God put a man to sleep and took a rib, don't ever clean that out of your hard drive. Remember, our hard drives have viruses and we flushing them out. And clean all that foolishness out. God put us together, both male and female. This is what Genesis said, Genesis 1. God created both male and female. Male and female, he created thee. He created thee, right? So when we begin to understand that or overstand it, because once you get it, you're not under it no more. You're over it because you get it. And when we begin to get it, then we see how special we all are. Now, it's okay to take the day out and say Happy Father's Day. Now, I was listening to the second reading, which is powerful, because they don't display black men as being loving, caring fathers. And I see them coming to Waffle House with their pants almost to their knee. The other day I told them, pull your pants up. He just got out of Angola. Pull them pants up. But he respect me. Yesterday we was talking, and people were saying, somebody you can't talk to them. I said, well, I do it every night. Every night I give out 4 or 5 cards to young brothers because I'm not afraid to approach them, because they are approachable. But the system wants you to believe. Remember, who owns the system? Who owns the media outlets? Who tells us that we don't like each other? Who tells us that we can't talk to each other? Who tells us that our young people are so animalistic that you can't reach them? Who tells us that? Who own the media? Our enemy. And so, out of all the people that's been charged with any crime, and again, I don't ordain crime that's been perpetuated on anyone, whether it be a male on a female or a female on a male, because now women are just as aggressive as men. So I'm not saying what Bill Cosby done is, well, we know. But why, out of all the people that had to step down and everything, Bill Cosby, the only one that's been prosecuted? Do you ask yourself that? Do you ever think about that? Do you ever think about the why? Do we? Because Bill Cosby, if he would have got his hands, and he's still going to get it, I believe, on NBC, and then you got NBC, CNBC, MSNBC, then we can disseminate the truth, and ain't nothing the devil could do about it. And so they came at him with both barrels blasting. And we can't get on that wagon with them, saints of God. We have to stand behind our people. We all know, hell, why Hugh Hefner wasn't, we know Hugh Hefner exploited young girls for years. So you're gonna prosecute Bill for something that happened in Playboy Mansion. Shouldn't the person whose house it was be prosecuted too? Well, he's dead now. But y'all don't find that kind of funny? that the only person that's been prosecuted is a black man of some substance, of some relevance, of some power that can make a difference in the life of his people? We don't find that a little suspect. Now, again, we know, and everybody know, let's be real, and I'm not I'm not saying that is right, but everybody know when, back in the days when young women went to Hollywood and stuff, what it was. Let's just be real about it. Let's just deal with the truth here. Now, that's not saying it's good, but it's real. And it still goes on to today. We've seen it now. But this Me Too thing came out, and now it's being exposed. And I'm not hating on it, but you knew when you went there what the deal was. You was a consenting adult. Now, y'all, you see what I'm saying? So, again, it don't make it right, but it is what it is. We can't change the truth. See, the truth don't change. The truth stay the same today and 20 years from now. So now we got all this stuff going on. You got all this, all this. But again, still the only person that was prosecuted is a black man of power, of substance, that was going to bring his people into power. And what I like most about Bill Cosby is he was flying under the radar. But then he got detected. See, he got detected. And so he was offering something to us that we haven't had in quite some time, because we know that BT don't offer it to us. BT not even owned by black people no more. But even when it wasn't a avenue of substance. And so finally we was getting an avenue of substance for us, that we could learn who we are, why we are, how things got to be the way they were. I was just writing something on Facebook. Them brothers were talking about we got to stop procrastinating. I said, brother, look, there's not a people on the planet that have the history we have. One, we the cradle and the seed of civilization. We established that. Two, is that when we were segregated, our dollar circulated 103 times in our community before it left out. You could add every other species of human on the planet and together, and it don't come to 1/4 of that. Do you hear what I'm saying? Do you hear what I'm saying? They know who we are. They're scared of us. But until we know who we are, they don't have nothing to fear. If we just stop all the foolishness, if we stop all the divisiveness, if we stop coming against each other, if we stop supporting these idiots in their actions against us, because we now are waking up. Remember, the great prophet Curtis Mayfield said a sleeping giant is no longer sleeping in bed, because they have some of us that's now conscious enough to try to wake the giant up. We've been sleeping long enough. Then you got some of us that want to blame Dr. King, because he integrated us. He fought for integration, but he ain't tell you to stop being black. He ain't say give up your black card. He ain't say stop being African. He ain't say stop being proud of who you are and why you are. He just said that I want everything accessible to you, because we great now, we could be even greater. Why? Because 99% of everything we know in this world was created by us. The black man and the black woman. Why? Because we're a team that can't be beat. They had a survey not too long ago, last week, that stated that if they took young black men and young white men, and of the same caliber, same build, they had a young black quarterback and a young white quarterback. But the white people saw the young black guys being much stronger. Even though they was the same size, they did the same job, but they thought the young black man would be more stronger. You know why? Because white people know who you are. They know who you are. So that's why we see the annihilation of the young black man. So that's why I tell our young brothers in the Wi-Fi, I say, brothers, y'all be careful, because they're afraid of y'all. So don't be aggressive. When they stop you, don't be aggressive. You know, because they're scared of you. They are, because they